Yes, peoples. This is gonna be the video for the feminine. And I know this one's gonna be a big one because the voice notes that I made, I think they already go over 10 minutes, but we're gonna try and fit it all in by speeding some of it up to 0.15, I think. But this I also wanted to add in there about the property of the feminine being multitasking. So learn all about the properties of the feminine and exercise those properties. But let's go start the voice notes. Start from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess for the feminine, explain to them about how you got God the Mother that only listens to Jesus Christ that's inside of her at the core, and she refines herself in accordance to what she understands from that Jesus Christ. That is the masculine side of her. So on the masculine awakening, Jesus Christ is tempted by the devil, or is tested by the devil. So on the feminine most likely is tested by Jesus Christ to see if you understand what he's saying. Yeah. So it's all about understanding your intuition, because that Jesus Christ within you is what allows you to interpret your intuition, which is your subconscious, the life forms inside your kingdom, what you feel. So let's see. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, because you're really supposed to learn how to talk to that Jesus Christ, not me, because this is between husband and wife, and right now I'm acting as the surrogate, where I am the husband to the collective, feminine. But there has to be a fractal implementation, which each feminine has her king, and each king has his queen. And from that, my queen will emerge, most likely. That's what I understand. Let's see here. So the key is pretty much the same as the masculine as far as the body's concerned. It's about keeping your body fit and healthy, so that the Jesus Christ inside you can prosper. So it's your blood flowing. So that the power of the feminine is in the movement of the feminine. So the movement of the body, because the feminine is the master of the body, and the masculine is the master of the mind. So the feminine should know everything about the body and understand everything she feels about her body. And that's where the great of her understanding of reality comes from, because the feminine is Shahat, the grand librarian, because the Book of Thoth is the greatest book that contains all knowledge, and the Book of Thoth is reality, nature itself. So the feminine, the female, is a representation of that same book, on the human realm that the masculine could talk to. This is why females talk a lot, because they feel a lot. Since everybody's about understanding what they feel, they talk so that the masculine could hear and interpret. This is the whole thing behind the oracle and channeling. Yes, so it's the masculine that reads the book, but it's the feminine that dictates the book. Yeah. So the feminine is the same polarity as nature. So she doesn't get it from nature. She gets it from what she feels through the masculine, which is the Jesus Christ that she could hear. So only the feminine has the qualifications to talk directly to God. The masculine has to get to God the Father through the feminine, God the Mother, or a queen. A representation of the feminine, because the masculine is positive and the feminine is negative, and negative and positives interface. So this is why you need. Well, this is why you have those. It's all a grand design, and there's deeper meaning the more you understand about it. So for the feminine mind, just like how the masculine mind has to learn logical reasoning, the feminine mind has to learn the counterpart to that, which is binary mathematics. So it's pretty much the same thing. It's just from a different perspective. It's from a perspective that the feminine will grasp easily, because it's a more feminine perspective. Math and logical reason is more of a masculine perspective. But it's both the same thing. And this is what's going to allow the feminine to understand the masculine, and the masculine to understand the feminine, through their strengths. So yeah, the world is a little bit backwards right now because the feminine of a female is actually supposed to be the fastest, one of the fastest things on the earth. You know, because like I said, the feminine is the master of the body, but it's only because females they haven't been listening to the Christ within them, and they've just been copying males to try and understand. So they need to understand what it means to be female and learn to run like a female, which is actually dancing. So you need to move your hips, move your whole body is designed to move. Once you understand your body and understand what you feel as you move, you'll pick up on your intuition and learn how to run like a female. But you could see it if you look at a little girl. You could do just that and skip. One foot in front of the other. I think on my video I have a couple of videos of some movement exercises. Which one was skipping on the beach, but this all has to be done barefoot, and you have to rise to your toes and not let your heels touch the ground as if you're wearing spike heels. And just like how a cat walks. When you walk, you have to catwalk just like a model. You don't let anybody say that you're pert or whatnot. This is what you are. This is how God made you, and when you walk how God made you, you glorify God because you're God's creation. You're God's creation in the image of His wife. You're His daughter. Yeah. So yeah, it's all about tuning into that Jesus Christ that's inside of you, your intuition, and to do that, your body has to be tight. So you have to tighten up your body. And it's through the exercise, chicken before the egg, it all tunes in once you start. Because just like a guitar string, in order for it to pick up on the frequency that you need to pick up on, it needs to be tight. See what I'm saying? Not too tight, but tight, because you have to relax when you use it, so that you're not inputting anything into it, but you're receiving. Just like Ultra Instinct. So Goku will be a representation of the type of mentality that the Ultra Instinct, that's the flow state. That's one of the characteristics of the feminine. But the whole thing about it is, one of the strengths of the feminine is also one of her weaknesses is the ability to be to find comfort, because the feminine is the master of balance. And what makes her the master of balance is because she finds comfort easily. So that comfort is that balance state. And she needs to just remember that feeling once you find your balance in anything, and then strive to push forward and then find that balance again. Because when you find comfort, it's a trap. It could be a trap. It's a blessing and a trap at the same time, because you might choose not to move on. Because when you're in comfort, you're not developing. So you have to always push yourself. This is where the masculine comes in, and it always pushes the envelope to excel higher. The masculine. So yeah, I guess all in all, the starting point will be to raise to your toes as if you got high heels on. Bend your knees slightly and skip. You can go on the grass, like Kidney Field somewhere, like a long stretch of grass, and just skip. And sing as you skip. And when you do these things, you have to do them as if you're exercising. Where you're doing it to advance, because goddess do goddess things. You understand? Goddess have goddess stamina. It's all about moving past human limits. Yes. So and the focal point of that intuition is going to come from your heart. So that's what you really want to learn about. Understand your heart, its beats, everything, its rhythms, and guess what it means, and investigate and experiment and try and discover. Yes, I guess another tip, one last tip would be sing to the beat of your heart. So you're gonna have to learn to be able to hear your heart over all the noise. But that all comes once everything turns in. So I guess another hint would be, so if you're female and you're with a male that you don't sense Christ in, then you have to sense Christ within yourself to awaken your body to become Isis or Aset, to be able to put your husband back together like Asa or Osiris, because he's going to be in a state of needing to be coming. And that's what that's talking about with the where Isis is with Anpu and putting Osiris back together or Osiris back together in the mummification process. It's all about being able to develop your counterpart from the state that they're at, because the masculine and the feminine are interlocked in development. So one can't develop without the other. The feminine won't be able to awaken without the masculine, and the masculine won't be able to awaken without the feminine. So this is the whole thing behind dead meat. Dead weight. What she manages problem is where they've let their masculine develop so far, and the feminine has become dead weight because she can't develop. They can't build enough. The technology big enough for her to come along. See what I'm saying? But when you develop together, you're always together, like body and mind. See what I'm saying? The masculine is supposed to have the ability